Hello everyone, it's been requested by a few of you now that I do a room tour of Jude's room. So this video is going to be the tour and I hope you like it. As you come into Jude's room, Jude has a chest of drawers here from IKEA, and I love this chest of drawers. It has a really big thick top, and he has his Roald Dahl collection, which I thought was really cute in this little box, so I'm going to love reading that to him as he gets older, although we've read a couple already. Then I have this photo frame. This was from Debenhams and it has crayons on it, and that was his 3.5-year photograph. Then I have this photo frame which I really like as well. It says Dad and Me, and this one was from Zara Home. And then hanging on his chest of drawers he has my first calendar, which we're just trying to get him used to. And so this was from, I think it was Dobie's Garden Centre, but you'll get them anywhere, and it's magnetic, so we really like that. And then over here he has a kind of, this is just a storage one, very similar to the one I bought Cora in my August favourites. This is a dinosaur theme. He has his swimming bag here. This was from Aldi. Again, a dragon theme. That's what we put all the swimming stuff in. He has a bag of blocks, and this in here, it's really educational stuff, so things that will he'll grow into. And so this, for example, which will be a very similar thing, again this was Dobie's, but this is a magnetic money chart, so it's got all the coins there. Find the money to make, and you can change it to whatever you want, and then they have to use the paper notes and the coins to put together the amount. So I thought that was a really good learning tool for him when he is a little bit older. And then we've got things like times tables, subtraction. These are all just flip cards, and this one is telling the time. And these were all out of Aldi again, and I like these because they sit up like that. And so those will come in really useful. They're all 5+, but I'm sure that we could start those sometime soon. So that's in that bucket. And then up here is his wall arrangement. So this is a bit of a mishmash of things. This frame and this one here I just got out of IKEA. No, that one was, yeah, that one was B&Q, and I just liked it because it had lime green in it. And basically I tried to pick out the colours of his blind, which I'll show you in a minute. So I liked the lime green, and again his dinosaur was a nice fit with that. And then this was an IKEA frame. You get them in all sorts of colours. They're really, really cheap. And I just took the glass out of that one and the perspex backing, and got a wooden letter from eBay. And you can buy them either pre-painted, which I did with this one in red, any letter you like, or you can buy them just wooden and you can spray paint them yourself. So and on the back there I just used the, I'm not sure if you can see it in the corner, but it's the kind of Velcro strips rather than making a mess of your wall. So you just attach your J into the centre, and then this is the bare wall here, so I quite like that. And then this frame was IKEA. Again, I need to fill these frames, but again I quite like the yellow there as well. So nice and bright. This one I think might have been IKEA or TK Maxx or something like that, but again I like the pale blue and I still need to fill that. But even without them filmed, I really like the effect, and when you're coming along the hall, I quite like it that you open the door and this is centered so you can see his J. So that's that, and then over to his little armchair, which is my favourite. I got this from TK Maxx, and again it's a store where one day you spot them and then the next minute there's nothing there. So if you see anything in TK Maxx, you do have to kind of grab it, and it's really, really comfortable, and he sat on it for a couple of videos. I know Cora will get the wear out of it as well. Mind you, I might have to recover it for her, but and that's his Build-A-Bear, his Ninja Turtle that he got from his auntie and uncle. And this is Jude's blind. So the whole blind was going to cost me about £300 odd to get it made up locally. So what I decided to do, because there was no way I was paying that, was buy the fabric separately. And this is blackout material as well, and I think I got that for about £80. Then I got somebody to make this up for me themselves, and that saved a hell of a lot of money. So I think it was about £100 in all. Sorry, the light's going a bit, it's a bit of a miserable day. So that is a real feature in Jude's room, and especially when it rolls down a bit. The light's going to go. Yeah, especially when it rolls down all the way down, it's a really, really nice feature. So like that. And then over here he just has some toys on the floor. He has a wooden pirate ship, he has a wooden fire station and a fire engine. Not quite sure how much more use he's going to get out of those. We may sell those to make a little bit of space for a kitchen that he has asked for there. And then here he has boat shelves. So I bought these out of a kind of odds and ends shop. And I painted the inside of them a light blue to match this wall. And again, what I did with the colour of the wall is I took the fabric to a paint shop and they matched a paint the same colour as this stripe here, and that's what it ended up like. So I was really pleased with that, and I took the same colour to paint inside these wooden shelves. Just gave them a little bit of a sand and then touched them up. So at the top there he's got a little dinosaur that he made down at the art shop down the road, and then he has a boat in a bottle there, love that. And then that's his monitor, which you might have seen on the review. And then down here he has a smaller version of the boat shelves, and again some things that he's made down at the paint shop, and a Jester G. So that's that. And then on this big wall here, this is what I'm most proud of. This is what I made up for Jude. So same kind of theme as before, just the IKEA frames, and you take the perspex out, and you're left with, you can still keep the cork backing. And then what I did was got some boyish themed paper from Hobbycraft or any kind of local craft store. You can find lots online. You get big packs of craft paper that have a theme. So try and find anything boyish or girlish if you're doing a girls' room. And then I just again bought individual letters, wooden letters off eBay, and had them coloured in blue. Or you can spray paint them yourself. That's what I did with Cora's letters for her room. And then I just put the paper on the back and then hot glued the letters onto the paper. So this paper is a wheels theme, and I really like the colour of that one. This one is motorbikes. This one is hot air balloons. And then that last one there is just like a coloured chevron. So all together, when you're in his room, it's just lovely, and wherever he goes he can take that with him. It didn't take me that long. I had to kind of research what I wanted to do, but I loved every single minute of doing those letters, so I would highly recommend doing something like that. There's just such a sense of achievement as well when you do something like that, crafty wise, so he can keep those forevermore. Or if we move house, or I can change them about, I could put them up and down, whatever. And then up here Jude has a bookshelf from IKEA. I can't remember if this was the shorter or the longer. I think it might have been the longer of the two. You do get a shorter one. So inexpensive, but a really nice addition to the room. And he has all of his favourite books up here as well. Some little pirate clips that he uses to clip photographs and things too. So he's got his Octonauts, his favourite thing just now. Creature Report is probably his all-time favourite book. The Enormous Crocodile, Snail and the Whale is a firm family favourite. And up here I thought of putting a stencil. I don't quite know. I thought of doing some stencil. There's a really good Roald Dahl saying about if you want to get anywhere in life you need to read books. So I thought that might have been a really nice quote to go above his bookshelf just to fill that space, so I'm not quite sure yet. And I'd also like to put a couple of things, whether it's a couple of picture frames or if I end up doing a room tour of Cora's room, I'll show you what I did in there. But you basically get a really nice frame from IKEA that has glass that you can put things in. So I thought it might be nice to do that with some of his first drawings from nursery or a couple of keepsakes. So it's a space still to fill basically. And this is his bed. This is the John Lewis Wilton bed, and the headboard is slatted. It's a white finish, and he has a dinosaur print cover. He also has a spare cover, but we tend just to keep this one on because I like the colours for his room. And he has a bed rail on here as well that just clips up. So I think his duvet cover was from John Lewis. His bottom sheet is also a jungle theme, which I really like the colours in that one. And I think that was John Lewis as well. Or actually that was Verbody, I think. And his duvet cover was John Lewis. And then the lady who made the blinds had some extra fabric, so she made up a pillow that matches the blind. And again, I really like that to sit on the bed. That one, you'll recognise that perhaps from the August favourites. This was the pillow I recently bought out of TK Maxx. And then a couple of dinosaurs. This was Zara Home. This dragon is, I really like that one. Zara Home do some fantastic stuff. And then over here he has his IKEA. This matches the chest of drawers. This is his bedside table. And again, the drawers in here are really deep. And it comes with this sliding drawer in the middle, so I would really recommend those. And on his bedside table he has his question and answer book that you'll have heard me talk about a lot. His new travel lamp from Zara. He has a J light switchy thing. Let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. And I got that in a closing down sale from a local shop. He has his night light, his teddy bear night light that just sits on a base there, and it's really great because it changes colour. You can keep that in bed with you. You also get a bunny one, I think, for girls, or it's a pink one anyway. And he can sleep with that in bed, or he can hang it on the door handle, or he can just have it sitting anywhere, so if he gets up in the middle of the night then he can grab that as he's coming upstairs to our room or whatever. And he has a little light up dinosaur as well. That was from Zara Home. And then he has a chest of drawers here for his toys. Again, this was IKEA. This is really inexpensive. I think for the unit it's about £20. And then it's about £2.50 each for these drawers, or you can get wooden basket ones. So up here he has his Playmobil house, and everything is tucked away to keep it neat and tidy. He's almost grown out of this, but every time I think I'll put it away, he likes to take it back out again and play with it. So I know Cora will use that, so for the moment it can stay there. And he has his Playmobil bus as well. And then he has his sweetie shop that he likes to set up. And up here, this was a shelf from Argos, and so on there we've got a carbon monoxide alarm, which I always like to keep in various rooms around the house. Then he has his Jude train that he had in his nursery, and he has his globe, and this was something he did with his uncle on holiday, a sand painting, so that just sits behind there. And then his auntie gave him this globe. This is Jude's wardrobe, and in here I've got a Christmas Eve box for each of the kids, so I line that with kind of tissue paper and put a Christmas Eve DVD, Christmas pyjamas, maybe some hot chocolate, all your kind of usual stuff that you go in there. This is the wooden tray to put Santa's milk and Rudolph's biscuit on. Then up here I've just got some presents to use for kids' parties, so anything that I kind of see on sale, on offer, on bargain basement, it's all kind of kids' books or kids' crafty stuff that Jude can use to give out as presents. So it's a really inexpensive way of doing things like that, if it's just to keep a stash for when you need it. And then here I have got each of their memory boxes. These were from Dunelm Mill, and Jude's memory box is a kind of bug theme. Cora's is just a floral print. And in there is anything that I think I want to keep from their childhood. So old rattles, their first pair of shoes, their first drawing, anything. So Jude's is almost full. He is going to have quite a lot of memory boxes. And then this is Jude's wardrobe, and this is how I've organised it by using these little discs that you can buy from Etsy. You can probably get them off eBay, but I think they're more common in America, I think, rather than the UK. So Etsy is like the UK's version of eBay, if you like. And so if you go onto Etsy, there's lots of sellers who make up these in lots of different designs. Cora's room has some pretty floral ones as well, and they're just divider discs for your wardrobe. Or you can make your own from old CDs, I suppose, or anything you like. So I use them to separate his clothes. So he has a spotty one there. This is all his trousers, and I've just recently brought up this bottom rail is stuff that I buy him ahead that's too big for him. So I've just recently brought a lot up. So that's all his trousers. Then I have a disc, and then this is all his shorts. Then another disc for all his, that's all his short sleeve t-shirts, and that's a mix of stuff for nursery and good. And then you can see he needs far more long sleeve tops. I have a couple in the ironing, but that's for long sleeve tops there. Then a disc, and then his shirts, and then a disc, and then his jumpers. There's a plane going overhead. Then another disc, and jackets, and then his dressing gown. And again, this is what I just use for clothes that I've bought that don't fit him quite yet. So anything that I find on sale. So for example, a check shirt there for £3. So I just grab that and I put it away, and I put it in here. And then I got his winter jacket there that was half price in Debenhams last year. And I got him his Zara winter coat this year, kind of duffel coat, grey duffel coat. And again, I got that 2 years ago, half price in their winter sale, so it will fit him this year. And that is Jude's wardrobe. And then in here, I love to organise things and keep things as tidy as I can. So IKEA do these great compartments. You get a pack of lots of different sizes, and you just fold them up. They look like that. I think they come in different colours as well. I think you get a floral print, and they have a zip at the bottom, and then they just fold flat. So I have lined his drawer with these, and we have one for pyjamas, one for vests, one for socks, one for pants, one for kind of odds and ends, hats, scarves, gloves, that type of thing, couple spare, and one for his belts and bow ties. So I would highly recommend getting those just to keep your drawers tidy. So this is Jude's room, and I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I know it was a video that had been requested by a few people, so I hope you enjoyed that and found it worthwhile. And it's definitely a room that we think will grow with him. We didn't want anything too babyish, or by the same token I didn't really want anything that was too bigger boyish either. I didn't want a Batman theme or a Minion theme or anything too garish, because those are trends that I think he'll grow out of quite quickly. When he's bored with that, he'll want the next thing. Didn't want a football theme either for that kind of reason. So we decided to keep everything really nice and plain, the walls plain, so that we can just change the accents as we go, or change some details on his walls, or I don't know, change his toys about, change his bed covers, and we can update the room as he grows older. So really hope you like that, and let me know what you think below. Bye!